All right, welcome back to Gunners Unfiltered. I'm with my boy Samir from Casuals FC on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, brother, how you living?
Nigel, my brother, I'm good. Life could be better as always, and nothing new.
I hear that.
Episode 7, let's do this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What we finished last time was talking about the Man United game, and I guess we'll pick up from there.
Mm,
You said that you don't expect a loss, actually, and we didn't lose,
yeah.
but we didn't win. um, just let's talk about that game. Ended in a draw, a decent game. Luckily, we didn't lose, but just talk about that from your perspective.
I mean, I think for me, I was very disappointed. I felt like a loss, right? And
Yeah,
maybe a draw, but to me, it was a loss, right? And yeah, I mean, it's what I took from that game was the stark difference between both captains, right? And how impactful they both can be. And yeah, I just Odegaard for me was just fidget spinning the whole game, and Bruno one chance, boom,
yeah,
works for them. And I don't know that's what I took from that game. I think for me, it's when it's all said and done, just a realization that Odegaard is he's just not captain material. Even Declan Rice, that goal that he scored, like when he scored that, and in my head, all I could think was that's a captain right there. I think we all know the
yeah.
real leaders are on this team, and it's not Odegaard. And I think there was a moment in that game, the 89th minute, where he was just dribbling, excessive dribbling, and he traps himself in the corner and loses the ball in an embarrassing fashion. I just think that just like encapsulates that game and Odegaard in general, right? Um, Aside from that, I mean, what are some key moments or some key thoughts that you got from that game?
For me, I think, like I said, I definitely knew from last time talking to you, Bruno, he was a problem. He's probably the only problem, like you said. Ahmad is
Yeah.
injured, and I knew he was going to strike. But the question was, can we equalize or possibly pull out the win?
Mhm.
Fortunately, we equalized. Declan, of course,
Mhm.
solid performance from him. I
Mhm.
think he is definitely showing what a captain
Yes.
should look like and
Yeah.
encapsulate that. You could see it for this passion, the voice, the vocal team, just his competitiveness
Mhm.
on the pitch. Absolutely, he's
Mhm.
definitely shown captaincy contender. But
Mhm.
like I said, Odegaard didn't have a good match that game. It was below par. And I've seen some of the dribblings that you said, like put him in certain positions that he couldn't really get out.
Mhm.
Um, and I've been hearing a lot of fans lately talk about like what's the plan for next season because who's gonna play? Is Ethan gonna sit out? Like
Mhm.
because we're gonna get a lot of players back from injury
Mhm.
going into the new year, the new season. I mean, um, so it's kind of up in the air in terms of like what direction Arteta is gonna go.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I'm trusting the process. I'm here for it. I know, I'm drinking the Kool Aid a little bit, but I'll drink it for now. It wasn't much positives. We did have most possessions. I think it was like 60-30 or something. It was very skewed.
Yeah.
The target shots was pretty much the same, but we did have more possession. So
Mhm.
in total, we were expected to win that match,
Mhm.
especially coming off from that last FA match where they kind of knocked us out in the penalty rounds, and it was
Yeah.
very feisty. I didn't feel like it was much. It wasn't as feisty as I thought it was gonna be.
Mhm.
Coming off of that bounce back from the white kids. So
I mean, I gotta be honest. I think we should have lost. I think we should have lost 3-1. If
yeah,
anything,
we
I think
definitely
let's
chances.
not
Yeah,
forget about the world class saves that Raya has made that game. I think
yeah,
with 3 to 4 saves. Especially the second half. The second half of the game, I think they battered us. I think
yeah,
it should have ended 3-1 if it wasn't for Raya. And,
yeah. Ryo, shout out to him.
mhm,
Sorry to interrupt, but Ryo
yeah,
held it down that match.
yes,
Yo,
sir.
he had amazing saves,
Mm,
and yeah, he definitely put it on for Arsenal. Absolutely, he earned his paycheck.
mm,
100%.
facts, facts, brother, facts. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, just to add on to what you're saying right now, it's just I just feel like yeah, possession we might have had more. I mean, we are a possession side based team, but I actually focus on XG and
Mm-hmm.
expected goals they had that was higher than ours. And
Sure.
I'm sorry, and it's like Man United struggled at home against Southampton, right? There's not a team that haven't struggled against at home. I don't like all of Europe. Name me
Yeah.
any team, any championship team, they've struggled at home. And it's I'm why is it always us? Why is it Arsenal that they this happens? It makes no sense like that. So and another
Yeah.
shocking thing too is like, did you think Martinelli would be back? I was so shocked to see him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Shocked.
Interesting take with that. It's
Yeah.
obviously good to see him back, but I feel like it was a little bit rushed,
Hmm.
a little premature. But he looked and it was a couple times he was on the floor, but like for the most part, he had a solid game. He had a miss that was offside.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was good to see him back
Yeah.
100% because
Hmm.
that's what we need, obviously.
Hmm.
But it was a little like you said. I didn't need to see him for this match.
Hmm.
He could have probably waited for the Champions League. Obviously, we'll get into that in a
Yeah.
bit.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it was definitely surprising. Definitely surprising.
For sure.
But
For sure, brother.
he stayed healthy throughout the time that he was in, so I can't complain about that.
Honestly, yes.
I'm happy about that,
That's the last
100%.
thing you need, injuries, man.
100%. Yeah, and just moving forward now that we passed that game, yesterday we had the Champions League PSV
Hmm.
second leg at home,
Hmm.
and we were already up 7-1 on aggregate, but that game ended in a 2-2.
Hmm.
And before this game, before that game, I was asking people at the Manchester United game,
Hmm.
at the bars, like, what do you think about this upcoming game? It's pretty chill. And a couple people say they should start Sterling,
Hmm.
and he did so. Fortunate enough, Sterling got some really good minutes under his belt.
Hmm.
Probably the most for the whole season that he's been here. So it was good. He got
Yeah.
2 assists. He walked away with 2 assists, and he had some really good goal chances.
Hmm.
Mainly that one, like that Martinelli Chelsea run that he made. He had the same similar one, but he couldn't finish.
Hmm.
Um, they had really PSV had some good goals. I would say they had some good chances and they looked good. Their fans for the most part was amazing.
Yeah.
They was jumping up. They were having the time of their life. Obviously, they knew they were it's kind of hopeless. But they were having the time of their lives. I think
Yeah.
they got those tickets free. I think the PSV the president and stuff gave
They
those
pay for
tickets
it.
free.
Nice.
Yeah, they paid for all the tickets for everyone because of the last horrible
Hmm.
outing they had at home. So
Hmm.
it was good to see the fans just embracing it. We're here for the moment, enjoying it. But at the end of the day, business was taken care of.
Hmm.
And yeah, we on to the next one. Just tell me your thoughts on that game.
I mean, first things first. I mean, I won't even hold you, my brother. I had that game on the side. I was watching the Madrid derby.
Yeah.
I knew we would advance. I did
Mm-hmm.
watch the game on the side, and we watched the highlights again.
100%. Yeah.
A couple thoughts I think for me is with Sterling again. That's funny because I think last year around October, I think, or September, he hasn't played for a while, and then Mikel plays him in a League Cup game. I think we'll play Bolton, I believe,
Yeah.
and he looked so sharp. He looked amazing. I was like, oh my god, like this guy should start over Martinelli, over Trossard. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
And then I see him on the league Premier League games, and it's like, oh my, like the pace is off, like the physicality is
Yeah.
off. He's not on it. And then I see him in the Champions League night again, and it's like, oh my god, like when he looks good, oh, he looks brilliant. He looks better
Yeah.
than most of our wingers, bar Saka.
Yeah.
And I was amazed, and I'm glad he won Man of the Match. I, I should he be rewarded for that game and start this weekend? Maybe, I don't know, but that's honestly a match to remember for sure for Sterling. Second thing is Zinchenko. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like I, I mean I have to question Arteta because that was a sublime performance from him. I think
Yeah.
he's an excellent midfielder. He may be a subpar defender, but oh my goodness, like as a LCM, is he's a technician. Like his
Yeah.
ball playing ability, his ball hitting ability. Like I think he's better. He knows how to hit the ball better than Odegaard in my opinion. Oregon Rice.
Very Ethan like
Yeah,
that goal.
yeah.
Yeah.
He has that whip with it. That magic of a left foot, and
Yeah, that cool whip. Yeah.
I'm just like I don't know why he was utilized more as a midfielder. And it's just me. I already have an agenda against Arteta, so I got triggered by that. Seeing him play that position
100%.
and
Yeah.
excelling, I'm like, why did Mikel do this? Why didn't you experiment with this? But that's a discussion of the day. And then lastly, I mean, who else played? I think QVR played. You know,
Hmm.
Tierney starting out wide. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's
Yeah.
almost embarrassing, really. But at the end of the day, we did enough to get by.
Yeah, at one point we had like 5, 6 left backs on the pitch at once as well. Like we had a bunch of like left backs playing a bunch of different positions. So
Uh,
it's pretty interesting. And shout out to the boys, they held it down.
yeah,
And just back to the Sterling convo.
mhm.
Honestly, in my opinion, I'm still not convinced. I think he was kind of like the William that we that transfer that we had.
Yeah,
Kind of same effect. I'm still not even sold on that last game. I
yeah,
still find like it was bits and pieces. He wasn't.
mhm.
His tech is there, 100%. His ball skills is there. Pause. He's really good with that. But
Mhm.
in terms of like his running, you could see like when he's trying to chase the ball, like go to that final stress,
Yeah, it's off
he
pace.
doesn't really have the output. Yeah, it looks like quicksandy, like
Mhm.
like. But we shall see.
So,
Chelsea's around the corner,
mhm.
and one thing with Arteta, he rewards productivity on the
Yes,
field,
he does.
training and stuff like that. So you might see him start. So that's one
Mhm.
good thing I like about him. Like if you play well, if you do well in training,
Mhm.
you will get the start. You will get some playing time. So credit to Arteta for at least giving some players rest and
Mhm.
starting him where we all know he needs it because his
Yeah.
confidence was probably at an all-time low,
Mhm.
and this get at least gives him a little confidence booster.
Mhm.
So like, hey, you still got some legs in you, not a lot, but
Yeah,
some legs in you, and he still can play in a competitive
yeah,
arena. So
yeah, yeah.
it's kudos to him to just lift in the team spirit,
Mhm.
and hopefully that will bring Sterling into the locker room and give him more chemistry with the players and give him more a better feeling and better vibe. You never know
Mhm.
when soccer returns. So
Mhm.
hopefully we'll see.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think he did a really good rotation of player management. Like he subbed off a bunch of people,
Mhm.
put on a bunch of people. It was good to see Ben White
Mhm.
um, get some playing time as well
Yeah.
under his belt after coming off the injury.
Mhm.
He looked pretty good. I mean, that second goal, I think they scored on us.
Hmm.
He was on Ben White's wing, and he looked kind of like in the mud after chasing that ball, but it's part of the journey, but getting back to full match fitness.
Yeah.
So can't
Yeah.
be mad at that. It was just good to see him not get injured in the full 90 and everything went well.
Yeah.
Our defense at the end of the day is solid.
It
Big
is.
Gabby
It
and
is.
Saliba, you can't go wrong. But
Mhm.
it was different for this one. It was Kawhi,
Mhm.
KVR, and he did pretty well. He did pretty well, so I
Mhm.
can't complain.
Yeah.
All in all, like you said, that wasn't the main game of
Yeah.
the night.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't the main game, and we
Yeah.
could talk about the game was pretty good. I had that also watching as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That game went down to the wire, literally to the wire,
Mhm.
penalty shootouts, and it was a good insight of what's to come our way.
Mhm.
Like Vinny Jr., I think is the best player in the world, hands down. Like he is different on the ball.
Mhm.
He is different, and it's gonna be a problem. So we could switch gears onto looking forward. I think it's like April 8th is our matchup with Team Real Madrid versus Arsenal
Mhm.
in the quarter leg of the championship, the quarterfinals of
Mhm.
the Champions League. So
Mhm.
it's gonna be spicy. Tell me your thoughts on that matchup.
Yeah, it's weird because I feel like people ask me who do you prefer, like who do you want to face, and to be honest with you, I couldn't give you a straight answer because I feel like they both have
Yeah,
strengths that I fear for my team. Right? I think I hate it. Like when Arsenal us when we face teams like Atalanta,
yeah,
Atletico, like teams that sit deep with a low block. Newcastle, like that to me that
yeah,
scares me. Right? I think we have a hard time breaking teams down like them. And I knew that without guys like Havertz and Saka fully back, I was scared to face a team like them. So ideally, for how we play, I do want to face Real Madrid when it's all said and done. But that doesn't
hmm,
mean it's not going to be difficult, obviously. Vini, Mbappe, anybody with pace that can run behind our defenders, I'm scared because we play a very high line, right? So one F up, we mess up once, it's
yeah,
they're capitalizing, right? So we got to watch out for that. I'm really I'm praying that Bukayo's back by then. I know Martinelli. That's been seen
yeah,
already. Prayers have been answered. He's
yeah,
back. I think he'll start this weekend, maybe. If not, or start from the bench. But yeah, I mean, when it's all said and done, like look, as an Arsenal fan, we joke about it. We say bring me Madrid. It's been a meme that's been going around when season started. We ask for the tough matchups, and it's here. It's finally here. Henri said it best on CBS. Like if you're scared, don't even show up. Right? Don't even show up. This is what it means to be the best. You have to beat the best, and they're finally here. And I have faith in the boys. And funny enough, on Instagram today, I forgot what account was it. Was it Sky Sports or some kind of soccer account? But they did a percentage thing. Or I think it was 433. You know 433 on Instagram?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they did a percentage of who would win with each matchup.
Hmm.
And surprisingly enough, Arsenal had like 57% and Madrid 42 or 43, I think.
Let's pray. Let's
So
hope.
currently, like I guess the AI or the computer trusts Arsenal and what we do, how we play,
Hey,
and it looks like our football is Madrid's kryptonite. So we'll see. We'll see.
yeah.
I think we're gonna win at home, but I think they might end up winning by a large margin back at Bernabeu.
Mm.
Win the whole time. That's my fear. But what are your thoughts overall?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be I don't know who's it's to me. I just it's a good matchup. Like I don't know. Hopefully we win. It's gonna be crucial, I would say, for Odegaard. Odegaard needs to step up this match because he's playing his old team,
Yes.
showing his worth.
Mm-hmm,
It's very important for Odegaard to step up and not go because in some moments we all see he kind of like shies away from the ball and he could be hidden in the whole gameplay of the match.
mm-hmm,
He needs to really be a crucial part of the match and not just shy away and pass the ball
mm-hmm,
just to pass its sake, just to get it off your feet.
mm-hmm,
When he gets the ball, he has to really do something with it and show us why
mm-hmm,
you're an Arsenal player and why you moved from Real Madrid. I think
mm-hmm,
that's the crucial part of
mm-hmm.
this whole leg.
Yeah.
Odegaard is the main contributing factor for this. Obviously, Raya is gonna do what Raya does. He's gonna save a bunch of Mbappe goals,
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of Vinny crosses, and whatever the case may be. He's gonna do his thing. The Rolls Royce, Big Gabby.
Yep.
Our backline is solid. I don't think we're good on that.
Mm-hmm.
But the crucial factor for everything to click moving forward, I think, is Odegaard.
Yeah.
Declan is going to be Declan. He's going to do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's consistent with it. That's one thing
That's
with him. He's super consistent.
that's fact.
And obviously the wingers, it's up in the air with them.
Mm-hmm.
You have a good one and a bad one, but the main thing I think is super important for the game is Odegaard.
Mm-hmm.
Odegaard has to be on point. He has to be the distributor. He has to be the facilitator,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to be the goal scorer in times in the boxes instead of passing it and doing those fancy lobs and stuff. Obviously, some of them work, but
Yeah.
you gotta kick the ball and shoot the ball and score the ball.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's gonna be a lot of pressure on him, and I hope he's up for it. I'm
Yeah.
totally hope he's up for it,
Yes.
and hopefully we get Saka back. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
We might not get him in one leg, but we'll probably get him in the
It's like a.
at least one of those games.
Mm-hmm.
At least one of those games, he might do a little
Mm-hmm.
halftime feature come on,
Oh my
and
god.
we'd love to see it. But the other thing is like you don't want to put so much pressure on Saka just
Mm-hmm.
coming back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big game to and a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes,
Yeah.
a lot of fans want to see you do good.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of pressure if coming back from a severe injury like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I doubt he'll get the start. I doubt he might see a little cameo,
Mm-hmm.
the halftime or something like that. But
Yeah.
still, it might be a little too soon. And hopefully he's not premature and rushed, and he get back into some other
Prayers up.
injury.
Prayers up, my brother. Prayers.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I do think we have one win in us, and
Yeah.
the next game is like up in the air. Might be a little penalties, shootout, but if you catch Real Madrid on a good day, you never know. If you start good, they'll get into their bag, and
Tell
it
me,
could go either ways. It could
tell
go
me about it.
either way.
For me, the only faith that I have is that they have obviously they have offensive powers, right? They have juggernauts up top,
Yeah,
world class attackers. But defensively, I think they can get got at. I think
yeah,
you know La Liga all the time too. How many teams score at Bernabeu? Small teams. Um,
yeah,
Las Palmas. I mean, like so many teams I can name. Scoring at their ground.
yeah.
in addition to that, I think they're not the biggest team, right? I think physically, I feel like we can dominate them, especially
Hmm.
on set pieces. I think I want to utilize that part. Um, Literally, it's only Rudiger and Asensio, right? Chumani is not. He's suspended. He's not playing the first leg. So, which means they're gonna have a midfield of like Modric and what's his
Um,
name,
Jude,
Camavinga. Jude will be up top,
Cameron,
but
yeah, that's gonna be an interesting battle too with Jude and Declan.
yeah,
That's gonna be
yeah,
super interesting.
yeah. Two
Chelsea,
English boys, but I just feel like, and then I don't know if, and then you saw last game, Mendy got injured.
yeah,
Strong defensive fullback. I think it's, I think his name's Fran Perez. I forgot his name. The backup left back from Madrid. I think Ethan can cook him 1v1. He can get got at as well.
yeah,
Same with, if they put Valverde in midfield and not a right back, Martinelli will absolutely cook Vasquez. Like he will cook him.
yeah,
So I think from a defensive standpoint, I really want to like abuse that. I want to like go at them time and time again,
yeah,
doing all the aerial duels and just more set pieces, more set pieces. I think eventually one will go in. We're just too big. We're simply too big. Whereas we
yeah,
are,
100%.
and so we'll see. It'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, what I'm worried about though is like we've seen this a lot with players not stepping up to
Yeah.
the arena, to the scene and stuff like that. I think they might get afraid of the situation.
Mhm.
Hopefully that's not the case. I don't know what tactics Arteta is gonna have to do in order
Mhm.
to get them in the right frame of mind and get their confidence up. But I think like some of them players, that we have a younger squad, so they might be a little intimidated.
Mhm.
And we already seen it with MLS, like um, he could get into some
Yeah.
immature tackles and might, that could easily shift the game in the beginning because you're
Oh,
so,
yeah.
you're so jumpy about everything. You might go into a reckless tackle and that might screw up the whole.
Mhm.
There's a lot of factors, but I do think that sometimes they don't like to step up to the occasion, or the occasion
Yeah.
might be a little too big for them, and they don't
Yeah.
know how to deal with it. So it just comes down to how Arteta manages these couple weeks leading up to that game,
Yeah.
and what they do in training, what they do in the locker room, and what they do to just get their chemistry and confidence together going into that match. Because
Mhm.
Real Madrid, at the end of the day, they've been there, they've done that.
Yeah.
And they expect a certain amount of
Yeah.
they expect to reach a certain way in the Champions League. So they're super confident and
Mhm.
they already they've been in this moment. So we're kind of newish coming to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
to the field. So
Yeah. That's
hopefully the players are up for it. Hopefully the players are up for it. Like you
yeah.
said, Martinelli will
Yeah.
definitely cook.
Mhm.
Definitely cook.
Yeah. No.
But I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, so am I, man. So I think it would be nice, like, if Mikel brings in like Henri or Wenger to like talk to the boys in the locker room
Yeah,
for matches. A
yeah,
different, like,
100%.
switch it up a bit. Like,
Yeah,
how I think was in Arsenal All or Nothing, that one game
hmm,
Mikel didn't say anything. He just brought the photographer in, Stewart.
yeah, yeah, yep,
The
yep.
episode.
It's like this is
Yeah,
my club. I love
yeah.
this club. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
You need figures like that sometimes.
Need something like that. Yeah, 100%.
So we'll
Need
see.
Gunnosaurus to come in the locker room and motivate the boys. But yeah, we definitely need something like that. But
Yeah.
we whatever Arteta does in the locker room or like training, we'll definitely hear about it.
Okay.
There's always someone that's gonna spill the
Yeah.
beans, so we'll
Okay.
definitely hear about it leading up, and hopefully we don't get any injuries
Yes.
leading up to this game.
Yes.
Obviously, we have big matches
Yes.
in between those games.
Hmm.
Or one we're gonna shift gears in a bit and talk about Chelsea. Hopefully, none of the players get injured, like
Yeah.
our main players, especially in our back line, the Salibas, the Gabriel,
Hmm.
the guy Big Gabby, Raya. Hopefully they're good to go
Yeah.
leading up to that Real Madrid, because they're our backbone and we definitely need them going into those games.
Hmm.
And yeah, I guess we could before we switch gears, do you have any last things to say before we move on to the Chelsea game?
Yeah. No, like I said, I mean, you know, I think when it's all said and done, whether it was Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid, I think it will always
Yeah,
be a tough matchup. At the end of the day, the boys got to step up.
yeah.
Yeah. Nothing more to say.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And speaking of stepping up, they got a next one right around the corner this
Hmm.
weekend, this Sunday, I believe.
Hmm.
Arsenal versus Chelsea. another banger
Mhm.
coming off of that Man United game. But uh, shifting the gears to the Premier League, because obviously leagues are we're so up and down, and so you
Yeah,
can't really nudge the Arsenal at this point. Like you
yeah,
don't know what the outcome is going to be. Just
hmm
quickly, just talk about what are your thoughts on that upcoming match? Obviously, Cole Palmer, they've been doing their thing with their
yeah,
new coach. So just talk about a little bit about that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, funny enough, I'm seeing a lot of like tweets on Twitter or TikToks, like oh, league phase is done. Mikel should rest players for the Premier League and focus on the Champions League. I'm like, people, like, don't forget, like, we're still in a top four battle here. People often
Yeah,
forget, the gap from between second to like 10th is closer to
super
second to
close.
first
Yeah,
place, right? So I think people are too calm. Like, yeah, okay, nothing is in the bag yet. We don't have top four in the bag yet. So no, I think all the players should play. All the big players. In addition to that, too, I'm looking at that game to see if Mikel will utilize that to for Martinelli's match fitness. I
Mhm.
think he needs that 60, 70 minutes in his belt for the Madrid game.
Yeah.
Um, what else? I didn't even know we were at home. I thought we were away actually, but we're
hmm
Emirates, so very different from obviously what happened at Stamford Bridge 1-1. Um, obviously this time around we don't have
That was
Bukayo
versus last.
Maddison.
That was last year. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it was 1-1, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I think they just recently played Chelsea versus Leicester City. I think
Yeah,
they won that game like 1-0
yeah, yeah,
last week
yeah,
or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I remember. Yeah. So I mean, they have injuries. We have injuries. Um, I would like to see, if possible, a front three of Martinelli, Trossard, and Nwaneri. I think now that
Mhm.
Martinelli is back, I hope Mikel stops this Marino gimmick. That experiment is done with now Martinelli.
Yeah, it's done. Back it up.
Yeah, we don't need
Yep.
it no more. So stop doing that, please. But am I expecting a win? Yes, yes, I am. Is it going
Mhm.
to be easy? Probably not. But yes, I do expect a win. Even if it's 1-0, I expect a win against that Chelsea team. I don't think they're that good. Um, they struggled against Leicester City at home last week, even today in the Conference League. Now I know they don't have all their starters playing, but again, I think they had their first shot on target like in the 47th minute against
Yeah.
a terrible team. I forgot what they were playing,
Yeah, I have no
but
idea. I didn't
they're
even
not.
check it.
They're not to me. They're not a very good team. They haven't been good for a while now. Cole Palmer is not in form. I think a lot of players are not in form. Nico Jackson, Madueke out injured. Sancho, again, terrible form. Even with Sancho, I heard he got his first shot on target since December 2024.
Wow.
So it's like
Yikes.
I think it's gonna be a mid off, right? This is mid versus mid.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh, so we'll see. But do I expect to win? Yes, I do.
Bit
I
off.
expect to win. Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do expect a win. But they also have Neto, and he's a microwave as well. Sometimes
Yeah.
he's good, sometimes he's bad.
Yeah.
You never know what to expect with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do expect a win. It's at the Emirates. We do our thing at the Emirates.
Mhm.
And yeah, I 100% agree with you. I would like to see Martinelli start. I would like to see Ben White start just to get that match fitness leading into Real
Yeah.
Madrid.
Mhm.
And yeah, hopefully we could cut ways with that
Mhm.
inverted striker that
Yes.
that we're doing, and it's
Yes.
figure it out because we do have Martinelli back, so
Mhm.
we could play around with the front pieces and see what works best, and
Mhm.
kind of like be done with that project
Mhm. Yes.
with Moreno, put him back in the midfield
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes.
But yeah, we are grateful for Moreno and those two goals and
Yeah.
those the contribution of
Yeah.
changing his position throughout our injury journey. So now that we're back and we're getting back some players, I
Mhm.
do think Martinelli should start 100%, just getting that match fitness. And Ben White should start,
Mhm.
and then we should figure out that front three, like you said, and see what works best
Oh, yeah.
without Moreno.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your service. You've been a gem. But now we got the midfield spot
Back
for
to the
you
bench
right
you go,
back
brother.
there.
Back to the
Yep,
bench
yep.
you go.
Thank you for your
Yes,
services.
sir.
But
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Back you
let's
go. Yep. Yes, sir. It's funny.
100%.
A
Well,
small part of me, because I don't know if you know, like usually us fans, with social media and whatnot, and an Arsenal YouTube account, a lot of times when a player is, starting to come back from injury again, we see them training. we see them leading up to the games, them coming back to to full like fitness.
Yeah.
But with Martinelli, like I didn't see anything, no training videos,
Yeah.
no nothing.
Nah.
Like literally, the game happened. He's on the bench out of nowhere. So I'm hoping because I know Mikel lies a lot to the media, to the fans, to the media. He doesn't want to give away secrets, the timeline of injuries and whatnot. So a
Yeah.
small part of me, like I'm really praying that like we shock all of England with Bukayo at the bench, right? Like
Hey,
Martinelli, we see Saka on the bench. I would love to see that. That would make me very happy.
that would do something to the fans though.
Yeah,
That would that
that
would
would
that
that
would
would
make me
turn us
happy.
up. Because again, with Martinelli, like, bro, I didn't see nothing. Fabrizio didn't say
Yeah.
about it. David Ornstein, no training videos on YouTube. There was nothing at
Yeah.
all, bro. Like we just seen him on the bench out of nowhere, and he actually played too. I don't think he played, and he actually came on the game. So that tells me
Yeah.
like, okay, he's been ready for a minute now. The team hit it as they hit it as secret. So I think with Bukayo, like I said, even with Kai Havertz, God forbid, brother. Like, could you imagine if we made the Champions League final? I can see
Yeah.
Havertz coming back because they said he's out for the season.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think yeah.
So, but I can see
We'll see, man. Yeah. No. 100%. hundred
if we
percent.
go all like because I think the Champions League finals in June.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, yeah, that would be nice. If I see Saka at the bench this weekend, that would be very nice.
And I also forgot their goalie. I forgot his name, but
Cool.
he's a little sus. He's a little sus. Chelsea's goalie.
Oh yeah,
He's not
yeah,
the
yeah.
best. He's
Jorgensen.
not the best. He
Yeah,
sometimes makes some rash
yeah,
decisions.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think we do have a good chance to definitely test him.
yeah.
And you never know with Martinelli, he might make that run again. Like with Conte,
Oh yeah,
that
famous
long
goal.
run, that
Yeah,
amazing goal. So he
yeah,
might do another one. Let's see. Hopefully, but first he just got to start. So I do think he
yes,
will start,
yeah.
and he's gonna have a productive game. Hopefully, and we got this. We're gonna win this one and keep it pushing. You know, Liverpool. At the end of the day, Liverpool is doing what they're doing, so we got to handle our business.
Yeah,
I know it's not set in stone yet, but we still have
yeah.
a chance. But like you said, the most important thing is that fans
Mhm,
are failing to recognize is that we are still in a top four race,
mhm. Yeah,
regardless of first, second we
mhm,
still have to make the top four to get
mhm.
back in the Champions League. So
Yes,
at the
sir.
end of the day, it's really important and crucial for our spending too, because you get a
Mhm.
lot of
Oh yeah.
money
Oh my
for
God.
just qualifying and making top four as well. So it's really
Yes,
important for us in our transfer window moving
100%.
on at the end of this season. So
100%.
it's a isn't it every Premier League game is important at coming into the end of the season,
Mhm.
especially now
Yeah.
where we're still chasing and
Mhm.
plus we're chasing top four as well.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the battle is the top four is like a couple points away from each other. So it's
Mhm.
really interesting how everything is gonna play out, even at the bottom as well.
Yeah.
The relegation is pretty interesting as
Oh
well.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Couple points separating a
Mhm.
bunch of teams from dropping from the wayside.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting, top and bottom, how the season is gonna play out. But
Mhm.
I'm here for it. And at the end of the day, we all know that Premier League is probably not title. We kind of like lost that already. Like, it's
Yeah.
kind of done and dusted. Everyone's kind of shifting their focus to the Champions League,
Mhm.
rightfully so,
Yeah.
because that we actually proven stuff in the Champions League, and we're kind of like we're doing it.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, we're
Yeah.
doing it. So you never know. 7-1 last game. That was the most we had. That's the first in history. So to score that much, so we doing history at the end of the day.
Oh
Hopefully,
yeah.
we continue.
Oh yeah.
You never know. We could go out all guns blazing and shock people and make it as close as possible. I don't think we're gonna
Mhm.
make it to the finals, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
You
We'll
know,
see.
the funny thing is, I think because for me, I have faith. I know it helped that we had Kai Havertz when we beat them 2-0
Yeah,
PSG. But I think for me, if we advance to the semis, and if we get PSG, I have
yeah,
faith that we're gonna win. I think with a better team, in my opinion. If we get Aston Villa, like I think we better win. Like
yeah.
if Unai Emery knocks us out, oh my god,
Yo, that's
that,
sad. Yo, don't
we cannot
say that.
win
Don't
that.
even speak that. It's that's
Oh,
wow.
I don't even want to
Yeah,
manifest it, but like Mikel will not hear the end of it. I think it was gonna be
yeah.
devastating, devastating.
I think that would put a fork in our season. Like
Oh
that would
yeah,
just be the icing on the cake for our season.
oh
If
yeah,
he knocks us out the chance, like
100%,
that would
one
be,
hundred.
and I could possibly see that happening as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
how history repeats itself and how
Yeah,
the soccer gods align everything.
hmm
It's but like
I'm
we
telling you,
seen seen it many a time. So
multiple times.
hopefully it doesn't happen, but I I could see it. I could
Yeah.
definitely see it, and
No,
it's
I
gonna
mean,
hurt.
that's,
It's gonna hurt.
it's Arsenal heritage. Me too, brother. I
Yeah,
can see it too. I can see it too.
it's
But
gonna hurt. But
when it's all said and done, I think if we luck out, go to the final. I think the only team I want to avoid is Barcelona. I
mm,
actually no, it's Inter Milan. I want to face Barcelona, but Inter Milan to me, like I said, Nigel, I told you in the beginning of the video, I think I don't like facing teams like Inter, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta. Like these
yeah,
teams, they
that low
scare
block.
the out of me.
Yeah,
So Barcelona, though, I'm telling you, bro, they commit so many numbers. It will be in our
yeah,
favor. So I like teams like Barcelona. I like teams like PSG because they commit a lot of numbers. They're
yeah.
very
They go
small
they
too.
go all out.
They're incredibly small. Their midfield,
Yeah,
nice as Pedri, Vitinha, they all are, João Neves, but I think I like playing against small midfielders because we dominate them physically. And so, at the end of the day, we'll see. We'll see.
we'll 100% see.
Yeah.
But anything else before we wrap this up? Anything else before I let you go?
Yeah, I mean, final thoughts. Martinelli, I would love to see him start this weekend. Bukayo Saka, will he make a secret appearance? We'll love to see that. And then lastly, um, I better not see any rotations. The full team must start. This dub must happen. We are in battle for top four, not a league title. Fans need to know that. And yeah, all those things align. I think we're due for a good international break. Martinelli, Saka, them boys will be resting even more, healing even more.
Yeah.
Our players will be resting even more. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice.
100%. I totally agree with you. I just hope Martinelli starts as well.
Hmm.
Ben White as well, just to get those two
Yeah.
match fitness up there.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think we got this.
Yeah.
We got the win. It's gonna be a nice game at the Emirates on Sunday. So I'm looking forward to it. I think Arteta's the better coach,
Yes, sir.
coach
Yes,
free
sir.
coach.
Yep.
I think we're the better team,
Yep.
team v team. So
Yep.
I think we got this. And like you said, the most important thing is we have to start our most important players. I know Sterling did really well last game, but I do think Ethan and the boys, the main top three, should definitely get that start,
Hmm.
and maybe you'll make a cameo, come on and spark something from your old team.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the Martinelli should start, Ethan should start, and we got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
If all goes well, we're gonna clap them.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, boys.
Yes, man. Well, I'll definitely check in with you after the game and
Yes,
see
sir.
where our predictions land.
Yes, sir.
But that's pretty much it, y'all. Please like, comment, just
Yep.
tell us your thoughts, and yeah, the, this has been great. Peace.